Hey Libra, what's up fam? So there's a lot going on and it's birthday. So happy birthday first of all. I feel like we should go super intuitive. I did it with Virgo and I just really like the way it felt. I like the way people have been responding, not in that everybody loves it, even though it is like people have found comfort in it and enthusiasm. Ooh, yay, the sun. But also just because I felt very clear doing it that way. So let's just do that. We can talk about all the other stuff later. So, the sun. Yesterday was the eclipse. I think the sun came up in every reading that I did yesterday. I think it made a big impression on me, much bigger than I thought it would. So what does the sun mean? I mean, after yesterday, for anyone who wasn't alive 99 years ago and lives in the US, it means something different when you see it kind of go away. Or as the way my nephews put it, you were standing in the sun, but it felt like you were standing in the shade. So, the power of the sun is that it blesses everything evenly. It doesn't judge right or wrong. It doesn't say like, oh, this plant is worthy and that one isn't, or you know what I mean? It just is. It gives life. It gives off the vibration that then attracts life to it. It grows towards it, however you want to put it, right? So the sun for you guys now, the sun does move into your sign later in the month. There was an eclipse yesterday. There is the vernal equinox. So 2 major arcana so far. There is the vernal equinox right the day before the sun moves into your sign. So the sun and the Hierophant. The Hierophant is all about the institution, the establishment. You guys especially, I feel, are having a few issues maybe with the establishment, and this doesn't just have to be like political. I mean, like, this could be like at your job. This could be within the hierarchy of your family structure. Queen of Wands and 3 of Wands. So a lot of fire. The sun, Queen of Wands, 3 of Wands, a lot of fire. There is a lot brewing kind of right behind you because there's so much going on in Virgo in September, like starting actually now mid-August to, I might just start doing the readings mid to mid because astrologically it actually makes more sense. We'll see. Or like the 20th to whatever, right? But there is so much brewing kind of right behind you, and I feel like the energy that you're going to get from it as everything starts to move into Libra is like, you know, go forth. Take the energy and run with it. But I think what you're running from is very clearly here the authority and the establishment. Right? Because, I mean, I already feel like you guys are having trouble not with, like the sun is like saying, okay, everything is okay, everything is all right, nothing is wrong, nothing is bad, nothing is like, you know, painfully hurting or anything, but the confused, why are people trying to take my power? Why are people purposefully kind of pulling me into situations that become like a power struggle? Why is that? Why does it seem like the powers that be always want to keep having the same argument or the same struggle or the same? Why do I keep getting stuck in the same stupid fight, kind of like is what I'm getting? Where I have to kind of wrench my power away from someone and start to look externally again for my happiness. Well, that's exactly why, right? I think the Three of Wands is very poignant here. It's like saying, yes, you can stay here and fight. You know, you can have this constant tug and push and pull and constantly pick people and pick jobs and bosses that will engage in this dynamic with you. Or you can use the energy that you have right now and move out of all of that and into something way, way, way better for you. Way better for you. But it requires on your part, so far the bottom of the deck is the Star. It requires, should we look at the cards? So, excuse me. Now, I think there is quite a substantial bridge between here and here. I think that you don't get to experience that sort of freedom and that sort of comfort in your life when you're living your purpose and feeling your purpose and being successful in your purpose. I don't think that you get that prize until you defeat this boss in the final level of the video game that is your self-actualization. Because I feel like this really is something that you really acquire, right? Because this is a general reading. Like, if this was a more specific reading, this could be something very banal in some respects. This could be like, oh yeah, I always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon, even though that's not, like, that's just me being me. But like, you know, like I always wanted to go see the Mets play. I don't know. I don't know, whatever. Like, it could be something that you just really want, but this is not a personal reading and it's not specific to anyone. It's more general. And so here, what, you know, and for people who are like, how do you read and what is your thought process? So much of this is intuitive and so much is based on like a lot of study in like philosophy and mythology and literature and theology and all this other stuff, right? But there are also pretty technical things like that. And I'm not sure how to really quantify them. They'll just kind of be dropped here and there throughout videos. So yeah. One of them being, if you're doing something as mass or as general as this, what this is hearkening to, what this is foreshadowing is, because this is still a foreshadowing, right? This is still very much in the future. You have steps you have to take before you can attain this sort of stuff, regardless of what the card was. But you start off with the Sun and you're ending so far with the Star. This, you don't get to have this sort of experience, which is what this is, the ability to live off of and manifest from a place of self-actualization. Okay? Now, underneath that, this Ten of Swords that was like stuck to the High Priestess. All right. Libra, you're at a time right now where you have so much ability and energy. I don't think you should get into this useless power struggle with whoever this is or whoever these two people are. This could very well be your parents. This could very well be your in-laws. This could very well be your bosses and your partner and your in-law and whatever, right? Like it's anyone. So the meaning is that it's on a professional or career level, but it's also on a personal level where you are being, you know, impressed upon. And this card came up in the Virgo reading, which is the only other reading I've done so far. So I feel like this energy coming out of the Leo solar eclipse is like hella strong right now, where the fire signs are just overdoing it. Like they're making all the wrong moves, they're pushing all the wrong buttons, they don't get that they're doing it, but like they're doing it. Like I know for a fact that the only reason that I've stayed out of trouble and not exhibited fire sign energy is because I'm talking to an earth sign, I'm talking to a Taurus, and it's grounding me and making my Aries not like exhibit itself, or else I would be right here making all the wrong decisions, texting people I like shouldn't, texting things I shouldn't, like creating power struggles where there are none, you know, with someone who, yes, has pushed your buttons, but now you like kind of feel like you want not some sort of revenge, but like you feel like whoever is in these two positions of power, whatever these two realms of your life are, you don't feel like you're being treated fairly. And like we've talked about, for Libra, the balance and the fairness is everything. So you're like, excuse me, you two people, you can't be like this. And especially right now where I'm feeling very, very strong. So you guys have to like come back down to earth and be normal, or I'm going to be out. What I'm saying to you is maybe you need to be out anyway. Because Holmes, it's only if you're out that this is a possibility. Right underneath it is like the lurking, you know, result of the Libra indecision, which is like, oh, well, here we are again still because we couldn't make up our mind fast enough or commit enough, or, oh, no, the opportunity just got pulled out from under us. And like everyone around you is like, no, it didn't get pulled out from under you. It was in front of you for a long time and you didn't see it. And you're like, no, I was just about to make that decision. I was just about to, like, this, I'm making light of it, but I'm telling you, like, then you're going to have to go here and be in solitude and do it all over again. Do you remember where we were last September? Like, and then we're going to have to do this and cut off even more people that you're going to meet when you're in this phase, when you're feeling really bad and still doing this power struggle thing with these people. And of course, after you do that, you'll feel super, super bad. And then there will be a chance again. Right? But let's look for the present. Let's not look so far into the future. Let's look just for the month, yeah? That was more of like a birthday, like, let's look in the deck. You know how I like to do that. All right. So let's see. So far, what we've got is Libra being like, you know what? I'm too good for this. I will just go. And I've got some ideas and some stuff I want to do and some stuff I've been thinking about. And I know, and the broader point being, okay, that you can exhibit that energy without leaving and get people to respect you more and keep whatever position or relationship you're in and still pursue your own thing. These are things that are not mutually exclusive, that you have to do one or the other. You can pursue your dream and use this wonderful energy however you want and still have a job and have a relationship or whatever it is. You don't have to leave all that behind, or it's not all or nothing. Like, if you don't listen or if you don't straighten up, then I'll pursue my thing. How about regardless of what you do, I'm going to pursue my thing, and if you don't get on board, that's your loss. Boom. This is why I like the intuitive readings, because I can like literally hear you guys screaming. Right? Isn't that how it should be? It's like, excuse me, like I'm like in my birthday season, the sun is gonna be in my sign. I'm looking around at like, am I being valued enough? Am I in enough of a position, status-wise, whatever? Am I being respected enough? Financially, emotionally, all that? Or do I need to really like break away from some stuff? Now, the other thing about this card is that the Hierophant card can also be a very like keeping up with the Joneses card for me. And Libra, we've talked about that before, where like, oh, I didn't realize you could see the computer, sorry. where, you know, you guys can get, when you're stressed, you can get a little materialistic. When the Venusian signs are put under pressure, they can like either eat too much or not eat at all. They can get a little like, they want to buy stuff. They can get a little like envious of looking around at other people and being like, wait a minute, like how did they get those things? It's all about like money and, you know, okay, let me put it this way. When a Libra feels like they're not being valued, right? Then they start looking around at the value in all the other people around them and what they have, and their sense of value, your sense of value can get a little warped. Your sense of what wealth is and what it means to be lucky and all of that can get a little warped when you are feeling uneven, unbalanced, treated unfairly, whatever is leading you there, right? That you're even thinking of doing this, which is not necessarily a Libra. I mean, yes, you're cardinal energy and you make things happen for sure, but you're not necessarily the one to be like breaking away from it all. You know, in certain respects, when it comes to relationships, you can be, but this to me here feels like someone who's kind of like giving the finger to everything and being like, you know what, forget all of it then. And that's the energy I'm feeling off of so many Libras, where they're like, you know what? You guys are making me feel hella weird. Why? Why can't we all be copacetic? Why can't we all just be chill? Why can't we just get along? Why does it have to be this push and pull? Either you're going through it or you're witnessing it. You got to be around it. And you're just like, this sucks. You know, I'm more valuable than this bullshit right now, right? So, sorry. Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, value, coming into your value. You knowing your value, others knowing your value. You better believe it. Yes, Libra, King of Swords. So, I like this for you guys. I like for you to come up as a tough air sign that can deal with this energy. You know, and I like you coming up like this as well, that you can deal with this energy. Now, this can also very easily be an earth sign, another earth sign. To me, this feels so much like a Capricorn and a Taurus. And then perhaps even an Aquarius and, I don't know, man, I want to say another Libra. Because I feel like Gemini, Libra right now, like, there's no real, like, conflict going on. I feel like that there's, like, a pretty chill period. But I feel like Libra, you know, if you're a Libra who's got, like, something brewing with another Libra, legally, business-wise, emotionally, and you're feeling like they are the ones, like, let me put it to you like this. If these are not aspects of you, if these are people in your life that you can very readily identify and be like, oh yeah, this is this person, this person, this person. So these are the people that you're now having to balance your value out with. These are the people in your life, perhaps someone who's related to your money, someone who's related family-wise, someone who's like a matriarchal figure or somehow, you know, has power over you emotionally that way. And someone you are perhaps like, you know, like trading like quips with, I want to say, like someone that you're being pretty clever with words back and forth, right? So don't get too stuck on the signs. But in every one of these dynamics, this thing is playing out where you're like, I need you to kind of readjust where we're at value-wise, because I've been unbalanced and you really didn't care and you've been getting more than you should, and I feel way more balanced, or I'm definitely getting balanced out. The universe is balancing me out and my priorities are becoming so much clearer, and you know, these relationships are going to have to change. Now, the way that people react to you doing that is going to be, let's just say it'll be impressive. What do I mean by impressive? I mean that some people will just legit just act like that fuckboy card. Some people will go further and like just lie and be super deceitful. And then there are others, the lucky ones, the smart ones, who will say, yes, you are incredibly valuable and I see that, and what's poppin'? Let's do this. I got you, right? The way that these different energies in your life respond to you bringing a sense of balance, bringing a sense of homeostasis, balance. Everything in the body, everything in the cosmos, everything everywhere in every system strives for balance. Think about what I just said. Everything in the known universe strives for that which you are the highly attuned, most sophisticated master of. Fantastic. Everything strives for balance. You are the keepers, the gatekeepers of that harmony. Because we often forget what it is that Libra provides. Some people will say, oh, well, you know, Venusian, beauty, all of that, right? Okay, sure, right? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But what is it that balance ultimately provides? What is it that you feel when you go into a feng shui space? What is it that the symmetry of the cards on the table right now are providing? What is the overall energetic effect of balance? It's harmony. If you have balance internally and externally, right? If there is symmetry in your internal and your external, if you have balance in that way between your conscious brain and your shadow side, you will be in harmony with yourself, right? Right? If we took the accounts of Mother Nature into account as much as we take into account what we need, we would live in, if we balanced our needs with nature's needs and nature's, I wouldn't even say needs, but nature's demands, rightful demands. If we did that balancing, what would we achieve with the earth? We would achieve balance, right? Balance leads to harmony. We would achieve harmony. We would achieve something where we can constantly give and take and nothing is wasted. Think about the second law of thermodynamics. That's a Libra. Nothing is created, nothing is destroyed. Everything is constantly just rebalanced out. From here to here, to here to here. You see? Like we can take this macro, we can take it micro. On every level, your being wants to bring energetic harmony, especially right now. The way people are going to respond to you cooling out and doing your dope Libra, I want to bring harmony to the situation thing, is that they're going to disappoint you, like that many of them. 2/3 of them are going to do some stuff. Like 1/3 of them are just going to act funny. Where like you're going to be pretty clear, like, hey, what's it, you know, what's the deal? This could be about, like I said, money, emotions, family, communicating with people, like still the first few days with the retrograde still there, like what you're going to talk to these people and they'll just kind of vacillate or not even give you an answer. Then there's going to be these people who are just going to lie, who will give you an answer right away, but it will absolutely not be true. And you know who these people are already. You know out of this group of people which one of these is the one that's just going to straight up lie. And then there's these ones who are going to be like, yeah, I like this energy. I like you pushing forward. I like you being demanding. I like you wanting to be like, yo, what's up? Like, what is up with this? This is an energy you're not going to feel until the end of the month. So if you're watching this right when I tape it, which is the day after the eclipse, then you're like, no, I don't feel that way. I don't even know who I would do that with. Just wait. All right? So out of that group of people, the 1/3 who are like, yes, I like this. I'm loving this energy. I'm loving this whole thing of you wanting to like take your value and, you know, and bounce and let this entire house of cards fall apart on itself. Like, I like you just like this. If you come across, if you're one of the lucky Libras that this month has the good luck, the good fortune to run across this reaction as you're going through balancing out energetically with the people around you, whoever gives you this reaction, and what is this reaction? This is earth sign approval. You're dope. We're good. Anything you need, I got you. Anyone who doesn't give you this, you want to balance out, you want me to give more, how much you want me to give, that's cool, no problem, whatever you want. Anyone who doesn't do that with you, Libra, you may as well do this with them. You may as well just, because look, because if you don't, you're just going to have to like struggle with the same emotional stuff, because the Seven of Swords does lead to the Eight of Swords. Once you start letting people lie to you, their lies become your prison because you're letting yourself believe them. You know it's not true. You're just over here like, you know, deluding, letting that person delude you, but even worse, you know that they're lying, and you even know that you're purposefully letting them delude you. You may even know that they know you're letting them delude you. And still, we play this maze mind game because you are like not okay with letting someone lie to you, but you just, like, if you got a soft spot for somebody, Libra, especially an earth sign, oh man, you can end up here. And if you've already ended up here, like, I feel like you're going to get another chance this month to really not do that. You've got to, when you come across this energy, kind of just make the decision that anyone who isn't 100 with you, they're just going to continue the deception. And so many people may be wondering now, so what if it's these people here? Because it's a lot of people. Have you noticed how many people are just hanging out in your reading? There's so little of you. It's like, Libra, it's time to work. Of course, poor Libra, cardinal energy, birthday month, you got to work for other people. You got to work on balancing. You got to work on your birthday. Of course. Thanks. But I get it, you know, because it's like your birthday season is really just like the beginning of what ends up being like, I feel like Libra goes hard season for like the next 6-7 months. Like, I feel like after your birthday, y'all are all charged up and like you plow through the next like 6-7 months. So I understand why you need to get rid of some people who are causing this, you know, situation. And if these people, you know, who are like in a position of authority over you, or these people who have different holds on you are the ones who are being, you know, vacillating and being vague and being deceptive, then I suggest that the best way to balance this out is slowly direct yourself towards more creative horizons and more creative people and more people in whatever you would like to do for yourself, whatever that niche is, whatever that industry is, whatever that, you know, emotional space is. Go more towards that and slowly kind of leave these people behind. You don't have to individually go in and test every one of these people. Once you start exhibiting this vibe of wanting to balance out situations, so perhaps you're not reaching out as much, perhaps you're not being as effusive, perhaps you're not as willing to jump in and offer to, you know, pay or give your more than your share, or if this is in a financial way, you know, to do more hours than you're supposed to, or work on your birthday, or, you know, any of this sort of stuff. When you don't exhibit that behavior, when you really do stay in your power and say, you know what, I only do need to do half of this. Libra tends to want to do all of it because then it can control the scale. And what I'm saying to you is then you can't get mad when you got to do everything, because then you're like, I got to do everything. And I'm like, babe, like I say this to my sister-in-law all the time. I'm like, yo, you feel like you do everything because you don't let nobody do nothing. If anybody tries to do anything, she's like, they're going to do it wrong. I'm going to do it myself. but let them vacuum. No, I know how I vacuum. I have to vacuum the way I vacuum because then it has to be clean. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. So you want to be in control of both the scales all the time in every situation, but then you're going to get exhausted very quickly and be like, oh my God, I have to do everything. And it's like, no, you don't. You've got to learn how to give one of these scales up to whoever you are at the time interacting with. Do you understand? And do that interplay and open up. Or, you know, suffer the consequences of taking it all energetically and trying to even it out yourself and being exhausted and drained and resentful and what the F? Why am I the, you know, the one who has to do it all? So how do you share the scales? That's the name of the video. All right, Libra, share the scales, Libra. How do you share the scales? I think what you need to do is, first of all, just that concept we explored together is in some ways enough, right? But also, here, let me shuffle for an outcome card while we talk. Also, what you can do is you can consciously make an effort to open up and see what the other person is bringing to the table and let them kind of put their own amount of weight on the scale instead of you putting their entire situation on there and trying to be real rational and objective. Like, let them, what I mean is, like, let them bring what they will to the table or the scale in this example, instead of you deciding how and in what measure everything is going to get measured out. You know, because there is like a sly trick that Libras play there. Sure, everything is going to get measured out level, but you're the ones who are putting stuff on the scales. Not fair. You see, this is why me and Libra men are such good friends, but we could never date. Because I'm like, homie, your games don't work with me. You need to stop. You play too much. Yeah, you balance out the situation, but you're the ones who weighted the scales. I can't. You see what I'm saying? So how do you share the scales? You have to let the other person weigh that, put the amount of weight they want on that scale. You can't have them be all or nothing because you're trying to weigh out the situation and balance it. You have to let them kind of titer that out to you in whatever amount that they would like to give it to you in. You can't rush ahead and be like, no, but you don't understand. I need all of it right now because I need to balance this thing out because that's how I work, okay? You know, and they're going to be like, okay, that's too much for me. That's too much for me. And what I'm saying is, instead, hold back you yourself a little bit, put a little bit on the scale, let the other person do it, put a little bit, then let the other person. It may be pedantic, it may be painstaking, it may be slow, but ultimately I think what you have is a much more cooperative effort where you don't feel quite as drained, where the people around you don't feel quite as controlled by your cardinal energy, and neither party is resentful. So instead of every situation turning into this awful sort of power dynamic, which it can when Libra especially is in a bad mood or hungry, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about. Oh my God. Libras are so nice until they're hungry. And then it's like, I often ask Libras when they're hungry and it makes them so mad. I'll be like, so wait. Like, they'll snap and I'll be like, I'll like wait until they snap and then I'll be like, so wait, is this what you're actually like? Oh my God, you guys get so mad. And always the response is, do you have to do this right now? And I'm like, no, I don't have to. So, 10 of Wands. Why the 10 of Wands? Well, it makes sense, right? Because what I was saying earlier, like the thing that they don't tell you about Libra, like everyone's like, oh, it's a Venusian sign and, right, it's all about this, but it is about harmony, right? The harmony that you guys are the most comfortable with is not stagnant, okay? Harmony is not a static thing. You can't just balance out the scales once and be like, cool, perfect, leave it like that, don't touch it. That's not harmony. Harmony is fluid. Harmony is like the Tao. It moves in waves. It comes and goes, right? It's an interplay between light and dark all the time. It's weighing the scales and kind of shifting the weight all the time, all the time. Within that, you find your peace by finding a way out of these power struggles. See, whenever you take someone's power from them, any of these people here who are all obviously very powerful, and you put their power on a scale and you start doing your weighing stuff out thing, this person, no matter who they are, is going to be resentful and quite kind of astounded at your like cardinal boldness to do that to them. Because regardless of how you word it or how you phrase it or how diplomatic you are still taking their power from them and putting it into your rational mind play, right? To figure them out or how to respond to them. In fact, you end up kind of dominating the situation based on what it is that you've chosen to take from them and put on your scale. What I'm saying is whenever you engage in that behavior, and you may have been doing it all your life, you are going to inevitably suck this person into a power dynamic, which is, wait a minute, there is this video where Cardi B is on YouTube talking about something. She's like drunk. She's talking about how much she hates the industry or whatever, but she's got to deal with it because she wants to prove something to all these bitches out here or whatever. And she like goes off. She's mad. Like she's cute, but she's dramatic. She's drunk. She's upset. She like goes off completely. And then she goes, you know, but I'm like mad chill like that. I'm mad down to earth because I'm a Libra. Oh my God. I was like, oh, I want to play this for the Libras. I'm going to put it on my Instagram. But so why do I say that? It's because that she doesn't realize, Cardi doesn't realize that she pulls people into power dynamics with her. She doesn't mean to. She's trying to be that down-to-earth chill. I mean, not even that she's trying to be. In her mind or whatever, she is. She is, right? Let me bring this back up. Sorry, the camera. So in her mind, she really is being, like, very down-to-earth, right? Like, she doesn't realize that she's engaging people in a way that they feel like their power is being taken from them, and then they react aggressively towards her. She just doesn't get that. She doesn't get that she's in any way doing that. She's like, no, but I'm so chill. I'm a Libra. Like, I'm mad chill. Why do people act like this with me? And this is what I'm telling you. It's like, yes, you guys are chill. And no, you don't realize that this is what you're doing, but this is what you're doing. When you stop engaging people in this way, this opens up for you and becomes this. And it's fantastic. It's fantastic because as a cardinal sign who is coming into your birthday month, and then soon you're going to have Mars coming into your sign, and then, right, like within the next month, you're going to have a lot of like this fiery energy to go like do the thing. You gotta let all these different strings, you gotta let all these people off your string. You gotta let them off the hook. You gotta let them off the scale. So you have some room and you're packing light enough that you can move towards here. You can't drag all these people and all these power plays with you on this journey. You can't. There's no way, because these people come with mad drama. And the more you care about how these people, this is also, you know what it looks like to me? This looks like a Libra nightmare. Honestly, it does. It looks like a Libra nightmare. It's like all these people like sitting, judging you and wanting things from you. And you're like, listen, I'm really doing the best I can. I don't know why you guys have to act like this. Right? So all of that is to say that the third of the people this month that you encounter that do take well to your wanting to balance things out and can see that you are of such incredible value, those people will be fantastic to go on this journey with, which is where you're going anyway, and these people would be dead weight. I suspect that many of these people will come on the journey with you and will definitely feel like you are worthy of walking through this with. But better to root out this energy and get rid of it, because we're kind of tired of people playing with our feelings, Libra. Like, this BS has been going on since last year and we're not with it. Am I right? Am I right? Ugh, go. Like, seriously, I cannot. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings specifically. Like, I know you're just, like, you're just doing your job. But, like, the energy, I can't. It's so irritating, right? It's like, I can't. Why? 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 When you can, like, do your thing. Do your thing. These hoes are not loyal. Do your thing. Let's do some birthday looking at the bottom of the deck. You do your thing, move in silence, build towards beautiful things. Build toward beautiful things. Go from the 3 to the 4. Use the mind for your 4 to reach this 4. Do it, or we go back to these people and wanting their approval. Make no mistake, when you come to the 5 of Cups energy, here's another astrology tidbit. When you come to the 5 of Cups energy, when you're shuffling for yourself, when you're reading for yourself, this is someone who has given their power away. You realize that. Unequivocally, this is someone whose power, whose happiness, let's start there, whose happiness and enthusiasm was tied to whatever was in those cups. And now that whatever was in those cups has spilled, his enthusiasm and his confidence and his joie de vivre is gone with it, right? Now, let's for a second overlook the fact that behind him is probably cups filled with even more meaning and things that are much better for him. But this is someone who has given his power away to whatever was here and whoever this represented and whatever they did and however they made him feel. He isn't in touch with what is left, which is his own power. Only that which he gave away. He can't see that which is within himself, behind him here. But the ones that he shared, the ones that he was vulnerable with, the ones that he mixed, those have spilled, and those power dynamics, those, you know, the people that got put on those scales, when those scales spilled, you just got stuck here. When you play this game, you get stuck here because it's all about them and not about you. This is also a balance, Libra. You understand? This month you are being asked to balance you and them. This is you. This is them. This is you. This is you. This is you. This is them. This is you. This is them. This is you. This is them. You got it. You get it. So now, we'll leave these on the table and we'll do the extended. And the extended, if you can't see it on YouTube, then you can go to the website below and you can get all sorts of information about how to view it if for some reason YouTube is not available in your country or... Okay, so we'll leave these cards on the table. Now, in the extended, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some cards for these guys right here. And a little bit more about what arena should be focused on with this energy. For more on what is going on with the channel, with the website design, everything, it will all be in the description box below, including information for my very good friend, Mandy Mandana Ansari, who is a digital marketer and a digital strategist, and she redid my website, and it's gorgeous, and she's kind of my tech guru and my go-to person for the channel, so you should get to know her anyway. I'm going to put her info below, and when you go to the website, there's so many different features that you can access, including emergency readings, like within like an hour response time or something, and all correspondence will now be going through Chris, who has come in with me into the business and is running the communications end. So if you are emailing me, if you are inquiring about a reading, if you're inquiring about a past reading, if you're inquiring about scheduling, all of that will be done through him. All right. I love you guys. I didn't even realize I didn't move the camera up. I love this spread so much for you guys. You need this. You do. All right, I'll see you in the extended. Happy birthday. I love you. I'll see you in